I want to finish up the dog bit, you know, and then we can carry on, my wayward son. Anyways, episode 4. So I have a naggy demeanor. I'm assuming you two are talking about the whole race conflict. Yeah, this is hurting them more than they think. The company might actually collapse at this rate. Which is terrible, because a couple of these dogs' families are dependent on their paychecks. Doesn't that count as unethical and unusual treatment of animals? It's a bit of a legal gray area. The dogs are doing it willingly, after all. And even if they weren't doing it willingly, the dogs aren't actually being mistreated or exploited. In fact, the company's pretty relaxed. Speaking of relaxed, how's Jurgen doing? He's fine, still complaining about his back, still unwilling to take his medicine. He says he's not that weak. Who's this Jurgen guy? My guardian. I passed the test years ago, but I couldn't leave him. It's actually commonplace, isn't it? Well, in 2 sentences, they've established a lot of background storytelling. Apparently, robots have these, or whatever, Leland, I think his name was? Lilim, or Deal here. People like Dill, robots like Dill, whatever you want to call it. They have guardians that look after them, and they have to take tests to become independent. Yet, apparently, very commonly, they grow attached to their guardians and just can't leave them, so they end up just taking rent, or living with, I don't know, roommates? But yeah, that was all established in 2 sentences. Good job, game. That's good storytelling. Lilum being unable to leave their guardians because they feel too much like family. Now, to be fair, people get attached to many things. Some even get obsessed with inanimate objects. My grandpa loved his car more than any of his sons. The one whose will left all his earthly possessions to his car, right? Yeah, that one. How do you become Lilum's guardian? You fill out a form with the Artificial Intelligence Council, or ACE. Then they do a background check. If they deem you useful, they'll give you an authorization. You're given a week's notice before they give you all the data about Lilum you'll be taken care of. You have to watch over it until it can pass 3 different personality tests. If the Lilum wants to stay with you after that, that's your problem. So it's like adoption, then lottery all rolled into one. They do that to diversify the possible outcomes. 2 Lilums can be of the same model, but they'll grow differently depending on their guardians. Ah, nurture over nature. Or nature over nurture, whatever, one of those. What if something happens to the guardian? A new guardian can appeal to council, stating that they're more fit for the position than the original. This happens when a guardian has become unavailable in some way, or because you can back up claims of negligent maltreatment. You spit all that information out like it's hard-coded into you. I worked in that department for some time before coming to STC. It's almost a reflex. Am I interested in becoming a guardian, bartender? Maybe. I don't know, I'm just a nerd when it comes to AIs in general. Roommate might be nice. Drastic music change, but that's my own fault, isn't it? The money they give you for it is not that great, though. I see. Well, time to check out on the dogs. What do you say, money shredder? Listen here, punk. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a punk. It's just, I was chasing my tail and now I'm too hyper to control myself. Sorry. Just give me anything. Alright. You're getting that water thing. No, type. Was it classic? Yeah, frothy water. Having a frothy water. Dog wants anything. I wonder if it's safe to provide him with something sweet. Well, I'm going with water. All aged and mixed. Okay, so aged. Have a frothy water. Phew, that's better. Thanks, punk. No, see, I can see the value of other dog races. Like Pomeranians, those are nice, but they aren't corgis. But yeah, I can understand that. I mean, remember that cute girl from yesterday I mentioned earlier? She is absolutely a whore. That's maybe mean. She's a hooker. She's a sex worker. Calling her a whore might be... Whore has well, sex worker, hooker, prostitute, they all have derogatory terms, but I'm fairly certain a whore sleeps with someone for money? I don't know. Lady of the evening? That's like the classy way of saying it, but I never take it seriously. A working girl. There you go. She's a working girl. Yeah. The white knight that was with her, she wasn't half bad either. Okay, now you've lost me. I mean, it was obvious that a tapestry of muscle was hidden under her armor. I prefer more delicate-looking girls, though. You can appreciate how something looks, but doesn't mean it's necessarily your thing. And you, bartender? Me what? Which dog race do you prefer? That's not the question I was expecting. Not much of a dog person, actually. I like turtles. Do you have pets? A cat named 4. Yeah. He's just a stray I rescued. Do you like rescuing girls, too? I'm sure I should be making witty retort right now, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. Weird, I've always thought that the rescue fantasy was universal. It's a bit arrogant, though, isn't it? Maybe that's why I like her. She's arrogant, and I can see some of myself in her. It's a little bit high and mighty, isn't it, to swoop in and say, I've saved person X from themselves or from some horrible life, blah, 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 blah. Don't get me wrong, that has a certain appeal, feeling like you're needed, but at the same time, you're building a relationship on the idea that I came in and rescued you. That's probably not a healthy relationship. It should be built on mutual interests and likes. You know, if a rescue component is there, that's fine, I suppose, but there should be more than just that. Then again, she just said fantasy, and I might be reading too much into it. Why call it 4? 4 is a Lilim I met some time ago that... Never mind. Pretty lame name if you ask me. Better than calling it Asshat. I bet when you and 4 play... It's quite the sight, huh? He's so lively, sometimes I fear 4 shadows my presence entirely. You guys want to lose consciousness that much? Then no one will serve you drinks, Betty. You really need to calm down with the whole pun-hating stuff, Betty. I agree. Again, for whatever reason, I still like Betty. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Betty. Like, I definitely like Deal and Jill more, but, you know, Betty's alright, I guess. Like her more than my boss. I've had, like, a couple conversations. I don't really know the boss terribly. Dana? I don't know her terribly well. I feel like I know Betty. But to move away from this whole foreground, what is this rescue fantasy you mentioned before? God, I need some ibuprofen if I'm going to continue this. I don't know why I suddenly have a headache. You know the one where wayward, dangerous souls redeem themselves through the power of love? Define wayward and dangerous. The bad boy who turns away a life of crime. Oh, that. I changed just for you, Linda. Yeah, no, that's... Thinking you can change somebody in a relationship is a mistake. I guarantee that. The way I was describing it, it's like, that's not a good thing, but, I don't know, maybe it works for you. Like, girls, or guys, for that matter, that think they can go into a relationship and change the other person, it's like, oh, they need to be rescued from themselves, and I'm going to change them. They're a project I can work. It's like, no, that is not going to work. Nor should anyone be with somebody like that. Find a person who loves you for who you are, not somebody who wants to change you and thinks it will be better to change you and see you fixed. That's not a healthy relationship. The drug addict girl who lived on the streets and turned tricks until she found a good man worth changing for. Alright, again, fantasies aside, that one... I was speaking more personality, I say, backtracking massively to defend my position. I was speaking in terms of personality, like the bad boy that she mentioned. If there's like an actual physically wrong problem with you, like you're addicted to drugs, yes, change that. If you find somebody who helps you change that, that's a good thing. That's also not a change. I would say it's beyond change, more of an improvement, but whatever. It's corny romance cliches 101, if you say so. Well, you're the one with the shelf full of old lady romance novels. I'll trust you on this one. Hey, Fabio the 13th is a national treasure. You don't even like guys. Why do you read all these novels? They let you put yourself in the place of the main character quite easily. Even if said main character is a muscular man? I see no problem. Nor do I. I think it's healthy to get different perspectives on things. I had a teacher who said she really wanted to teach a class on... I think Toni Morrison. But she said it would be awkward because I'm white, and my attitude is, no it fucking wouldn't. If you want to teach the author, don't let the fact that you're white stop you from teaching a black author. That's a stupid point of view to have. Ooh, I can't teach that, I'm white. No, maybe your unique perspective on Toni Morrison would be interesting from an academic point of view. Ever think of that? Huh? Just because you're white doesn't mean you're automatically not qualified to teach a black author. I had a professor of Chinese history. The man was Chinese, and the book he assigned was written by a white guy. Somebody asked him why he was assigning a book written by a white guy about Chinese history, and he said because it's the best damn book of Chinese history he ever read. So it's like, fair enough. Although the counter-argument there would be Chinese history is more of a fact-based thing, and like, damn, this is a good song. You could just, like, historically look at that, but, whatever, I'm not here to debate that. I see no problem. Just, what is your self-image? Maybe this is why I like her. I see parts of myself in Betty. There's obviously parts I don't agree with, but I agree with some of her. If I can ask something else, what is it? Why do you hate puns so much? Many people cringe at puns, you know? Yeah, I'm not one of them. Yeah, but you act like you have a vendetta against them. It made me feel stupid. Huh? When I was a kid, everyone in my house had a penchant for making puns at the drop of a hat. I was the only one who couldn't get them. Ah, I see. Years later, I finally got them, and they weren't that funny. It made me feel stupid. All in the name of some terrible joke that wasn't even funny in the first place. Wow, she's like me ranting against memes. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't like memes. For pretty much the same reason she says. Except for the whole get them later on. I don't get them. They're stupid. Well, I think they're stupid. They also make me feel stupid because people are laughing at this joke that I apparently don't get. On the other hand, when I see some of them, I'm glad I don't get that joke. Whatever. I've said this so many times I might as well make it a recording, but you need to chill out, Betty. I am chilling out. Just because I complain about stuff doesn't mean I'm not relaxed. I'm not sure that's how it works. That is exactly how it works, and that's why I like Betty. She likes complaining. That is exactly how it works, Deal. She has jumped up above you. Just because I'm complaining doesn't mean I'm not relaxed. Thank you. Someone gets it. Trust me, when I'm tense and angry, you'll know it. Yeah, I fear the thought. Anyways, I'll go check on the dogs. I'm supposed to be their doctor, and they're being suspiciously quiet. I 100% get that. I love complaining. It relaxes me. Nobody try and fix me when I'm complaining. Now, if I'm actually tense and angry, it should be fucking obvious, though. Because it's very different. I don't think I've ever actually been tense and angry, other than, you know, playing rage games on this channel. Be careful. You want anything else? I'll have a bloom light. Actually, make it 2. Sure. 2 bloom lights. Even though I feel like a big one would just get the... whatever. Gonna get one for her, probably. I think that's right. Aged, on the rocks, and mixed. There you go. And slot 2. Nope, that was the one I didn't need. Silly me. There you go. Thanks. Say, you two seem to get along quite well. Well, when you're the only sentient humanoids in the entire company, it kind of happens. Yeah, you find friends in some strange places. Sentient? We have a couple of test mannequins and cardboard cutouts, so I see. Seems there's more to it than just that, though. I mean, even if you two are the only ones of your kind, you can still hate each other. Well, I guess I'm one of the few that can stand Betty. I wouldn't... She's odd. I would like Betty as a friend, I think. I get the whole complaining thing. She's a really nice person, but she doesn't sugarcoat things. Yeah, I can see that. We have difference of opinion, but at our core, we would get along, I think. Lilum seems like he would get along with anyone as long as they're into corgis. And Jill and I are fucking... we would get along like a house on fire. We are the best of chums. You should see... man, Jill and Donovan. What's it with me and bartenders in video games? And is there a bouncer in this game? I usually like bouncers. King from King of Fighters! She is my girl. So, she becomes so patient and understanding even if it's only for a little while. Dogs don't call her mom to mock her. Can dogs mock people? I don't know. Even if it's only for a little while. You were eavesdropping. So you can say nice things once in a while. You say that like I am the aggressive one here. It's nice hearing people say good things about you once in a while. Yes! Oh my god. I love hearing good things about me because I'm an egomaniac. Which I fully support. I think you should love yourself. It helps you get over some personal demons if you think you're a great person. You should take your own advice. Maybe some other time. I'm not a hug box. Anything happen? A dog in the bathroom got angry at his reflection in the mirror, and charged into it. Luckily nothing bad happened, it just made a dog very confused. How the hell do they get on top of the sinks? They're surprisingly agile even with those stubby little legs. Oh yeah, I ordered you this. Ah, thanks. By the way, Betty, how's Veronica? Archie references! We broke up last month. What? Did you not get that from the... well... alright, maybe she wasn't hitting on things, it was just more casual flirting, but whatever. Fuck yeah, this song. Well, things were not going so well. We got too used to one another. Everything was starting to become routine. Isn't that good? That's a relationship. We decided to break up before things got bitter. And why didn't you tell me that before? Routine isn't bad as long as it's still fun. Why, did you want to turn at the Betty Mobile? Okay, whatever. I don't know, I guess I just didn't want to trouble you. And after a while, it stopped feeling like it was something relevant to say. Please don't do that again. Try trusting me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I also wear my emotions and problems on my... Well, emotions certainly on my sleeve. I try and bottle up my problems because I don't like people dealing with my own shit. But I resent... I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I resent people that hide their problems from me, especially my friends. Because I want to help them. They are my friends and the greatest people on Earth. Yeah, you're right. You know what bothers me? The fact that after asking somebody's health, I always feel like you're walking on a floor full of glass shards. There's always a chance that the other person is not okay, or even dead. And what started as a legitimately fun moment can go sour. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for not trusting you, you piece of scrap. Don't worry, I understand why you did it. Now that I think about it, you sure hang out with us a lot, bartender. It's been 3 days, and all you do is sit here and talk to me. Well, dogs can only be so interesting. Besides, there haven't been as many dogs today. Is my presence unwanted? Not at all, especially since you're the one bringing us the booze. Touché. You're like those cab drivers that like to chat all the way, but you smell better than most of them. Really? Because I'm surrounded by alcohol. That usually doesn't smell great. Funny thing is, we are unofficially associated with the local taxi line. They're the ones that send drunkards to their homes. You seem to really like talking to your clients, like it's part of your job or something. Unofficially, it is. I used to sit around in crowded places like malls or bars and think to myself, each and every person here has a story. It's a humbling experience. Everyone has dreams and fears and loved ones. If you dig deep enough, you'll realize the gap between two random people isn't as big as you think it is. In fact, it's quite small, and in this job you get to hear all kinds of stories. I like Jill. She might have been bumped up over Donovan in terms of, like, my favorite protagonist. Some people just blurt it all out. Some do it while drunk. To know that no matter how similar they might be at first glance, no two people are alike, it's fascinating. Yeah, individualism. Alright, I didn't need the song on repeat. Can we, there we go. Not interested. I like to see myself more as a friendly ear rather than someone you need to be wary of. God, this is unsettling how similar this is to me. I guess there's still decent folks out there. I'm not decent. You're critically obsessed with dogs. I'll go check if there's any other dogs who want something. Sure. Go ahead. Gruff bucket. Quick, a beer! Okay. Beer. I know how to make these. It's a couple of these. Well, one of those. Yep. All mixed. I think that's... Nope. I fucked it up. Well, it's not gonna be quick then. Power Delta. Ah, that was what I missed. What? What did I miss? All mixed. Oh, wait. No? What did I miss? I think I got... No, I got everything right. Huh, maybe I just didn't let it mix for long enough, or I put it in the wrong order, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4... 1. Okay, there you go. Have your beer. Thanks now. Boom! Why'd you break the glass? I made breakfast. Get it? Used to make the drink fast and I broke it and go. Tough crowd. Suddenly I understand the hate for puns. Hey, Bat Render. Yes? Your job has a funny name. She is... feeling the effects. You don't say. How is she already drunk? She drank way less than she did last night. Yeah, but she drank a bottle before coming here. Ah, the pregame, as it's called. Why? I wish I knew. It's an example of her alcohol tolerance, though. Bra-denter. Sure. I want to make a toast to my good friend, the robot here. He has a name, and it's a deal. Probably the only person robot thing that can stand my yapping for more than half an hour. That's a shame. I wish I knew people like Betty. Because... other than difference of opinions, Betty's basically me, and I love me. Difference of opinion is the problem there, though. We get along as friends. Jill and I, house on fire, like I said. Betty, good chums. Thought in my job would be 5 times more boring and my life would be 2 times more meaningless. It is also... I get that this is fiction and scripted. Shit like this means a lot to people, especially the crowd I run with. Just letting people know that you value them in life, I think that's a very healthy thing to do. Cheers. And I get that some people can't do it, they're not comfortable with that, but I am absolutely comfortable with that, and I will let people know how much I value them. I love my best friends. I let them know that I love them. I say I love you constantly to my best friends, even if it's just an I love you guys, and tell them how important they are. You're not holding a drink. And give me one Ben trader. I'll trade you 5 Bens for that one. Oh, you got a deal. Drive a hard bargain. For them some rare Bens. Isn't that your job? I need a beer, a big one. Does she? Whatever. I would argue she doesn't need a beer at this stage, but hey, what do I know? And 8 of these, which I think, yeah, it's just gonna fill up the thing. And mix that bad boy. Bam. Have a big beer. Alright, cheers. I said cheers. 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 Good. Grumpy when sober and a sweetheart when drunk. It seems like she's been this way since her university years. Make it sound like those were a decade ago. Ahem, I can understand liking the taste of alcohol. What's so good about getting drunk? Well, I don't know. Sometimes you're just down. It's nice to numb yourself to the sorrows of the world for a while. God, now I want booze. Considered walking up to the shop for, there's a liquor store nearby that I can walk to, but, more to the point, there's a 7-Eleven nearby with ridiculously overpriced shit beer. Although they have Yingling, so that's not too bad. First of all, I'm not drunk. You're too happy. I'm a happy person. When drunk. Oof. Anyway, it's something you just can't explain. You like it, your body needs it, craves it. I like this. I like the characters in this so far. I like this game a lot. That's called being an alcoholic. I prefer the term alcohol enthusiast. I disagree with this. Sometimes you need it, but there's sometimes you just want to feel numb, you know? I'm not saying all the time. I don't support alcoholism, but, yeah. The last time I had alcohol, might have been over spring break. I can't remember. I might have had, a beer while I was at home. But the last time I seriously drank was the Red Strings Club episode. And, yeah, that was a while ago. That was like in either February or early March. One of those. Can't remember. But, yeah, I'm not a big drinker, but there's just some... It's every once in a while. It's like, I could use a stiff drink. Anyways, humans actively look for things to make them feel lightheaded. Why else would they leave some poison in potentially poisonous foods? Like that weird balloonfish thing. That is true. The weird poison fish thing. That part that is edible is still poisonous. It's just less poisonous than the rest of it. It's the fugi fish, I believe it's called. Why would they eat spicy food or drink fermented milk? I don't know what fermented milk is, but spicy food. People like the taste. They like the experience. Seriously, I don't know why I sound like I'm arguing with Betty. I kind of agree with her, but I like Betty. The characters in this game are so good! And it's partially because so many of them I can see myself in them, but hey, that's the thing, isn't it? How crazy does someone need to be to say, hey, let's eat this and see what happens? Worse yet, they've even found medicine among all that junk. The one that invented penicillin was probably the worst of all. That man was Scottish, but he was in Canada at the time, so I learned a lot about that guy while I was growing up. Fair enough. Well, growing up until I was about 10. But see, that's proof you're drunk. If you were sober, you would just say, hell if I know. Silly robot, tricks are for kids. Now that I think about it, what kind of robot are you? Lilum. Lilum always sound too feminine. Okay, then what manner of piece of scrap are you? You don't know. Never cared, but now I'm curious. Oh, well, you're... I want to hang out with Betty, is the thing. I want to hang out with Jill, too, but I don't know. For whatever... It's like, I kind of wish Betty, or at least somebody who was basically Betty, was here in my life with me just to have a couple of drinks with and shoot the shit. And again, we would be chums. We wouldn't be romantically involved because our differences are... We have differences of opinions on things, and that's kind of a deal breaker for me if there's too drastic differences of opinions. But, yeah, she would absolutely, I need a friend like Betty. Betty's awesome. I like her. Well, you won't remember tomorrow. I'm a DT old O1L, a social development robot. Is that like the DFC-72s? No, DFC-72 is designed to be physically human possible in order to blend with humans better. My line is more tailored for resilience, where we are work Lilin. Why must you be cursed to only one destiny from the moment you were born? You can do whatever you want, silly robot. Follow your dreams. I know, I'm already doing it. Touché. Being created or hardwired for one duty only means you're more adept at certain things. Giving robots freedom of choice, that's the whole purpose of the ADN law. Yeah, but you know, you say you're resilient, but you don't look the part. True, I never upgraded my muscles, but I can stand up to 200 degrees Celsius without breaking a sweat. Jesus, shit. Lilin can sweat. Cooling agents, yes. No matter, you're still special to me no matter what kind of robot you are. She's also me when I'm drunk. I would just get drunk with this girl, and like, I don't know, hopefully she'd be into Street Fighter. Or, you know, some couch co-op game. Or just shooting the shit, too. Talking about books and shit. I need a friend like Betty. Betty's kind of quickly becoming my favorite character. Jill is still, you know, basically me, which is a little uncanny, but, you know, Betty... I like Betty a lot. I also need to end this episode. Lilin. I'm gonna end it right there. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad to talk to you later. See you around Ass Clowns.